People need to give Craig his props.
He said he believes he is the best light heavyweight in the world.
I wouldn't watch it. I'm lying. I would watch
it.
Well,
well, you wouldn't.
I'm lying. I was just gassing.
Back again. We got another weekend of boxing, Katie. What an exciting card this Saturday in the Manchester Arena, I think, a matchroom card. First of all, I want to talk about Craig Richards and Dimitri Bivol, who fight this Saturday on the undercard. Katie, you start. What are we thinking about, obviously, Craig? What are we thinking about Dimitri? What are Craig's chances?
Okay, so I'm going to start off. I'm going to say people need to give Craig his props. And the reason why I say this is because he's had opportunities and he got to the point, he took these opportunities and he got to where he is now, right? He got himself the WBA Continental, world top rankings, top 10, and he's been at number 5 for 2 years. Come on. I hope all his experience allow him to secure the win. Although we know Bivol is a very, very classy fighter. He takes his time. He's very relaxed in the ring. And he's also been in with many fighters of different styles.
Yeah.
So we know he's up there.
Yeah. I just want to just go back to something that Craig said to us when we spoke with him last year. He said he believes he is the best light heavyweight in the world. And to me, that says a lot. That says that his confidence, he's got a quiet confidence, you know. He's not a bolshy kind of showy boxer, right? And he often goes into fights as the underdog, as we saw with the last one, Shakan Pitters. I saw it with Jake Ball. You know, he always seems to be, okay, he's not the favorite, unfortunately. I don't know why, though. He's got a good record. You know, very heavy puncher when he's ready. And his punches just seem to come out of nowhere. His knockouts, should I say. They seem to come out of nowhere. Sometimes you can almost sense when it's going to happen with the boxer, but with Craig, I never know when he's going to do it. Dimitri Bivol, this is going to be a tough one for Craig. But I am confident that Craig's got a 50-50 standing in this fight. I know Dimitri's had something like almost 300 amateur fights. And historically, those boxers that have that big amateur career, they tend to do well at pro level just because of the experience, the amount of different types of people they fought. I think Bivol was a smart fighter. I don't see him knocking Craig out. I think one of two things could happen in this fight. I think Craig could possibly knock out Bivol. Bivol could potentially win on points because he's a very, very smart fighter and he fights at range. He doesn't really come in and trade with you. He fights at range and he'll keep it long the whole fight.
Exactly. Clean jabs, clean shots, clean counters, everything's clean. Now, I agree with you. When I watched Shakan Pitters and Craig, I actually had Shakan as the favorite. And I told Craig that.
Yeah.
But when I saw, and he was the favorite, you know?
Yeah.
When I saw Craig come out and do what he'd done, one punch would change the game. And that's just it. So like you say, it's a 50-50 fight. I believe that is a 50-50 fight. As long as he's got tunnel vision, and like you said, he's not a bossy boxer. He's not out there. I don't see why he is an underdog, though. I don't get it. Every fight I've watched him he had, and then interviews after, it's almost like every time he has to prove himself.
Yeah.
And I get, okay, this time, again, he has to prove himself. But when is he actually going to catch a break?
That's what I was going to say. And, you know, when you speak to people in the boxing industry, they do respect Craig. He's well respected at light heavy, right? But for some reason, it doesn't seem to compute when it comes across to commentary. and some of the channels, you know, which is a bit disappointing because I feel he has proven himself to, you know, already to an extent. So, you know, again, I think best of luck to the both of them. What's your prediction, Katie?
Craig is going to get a stoppage.
Yes.
I put it out there, man. I manifested it. Get it out there. Put it out there, Craig, for you.
I'd love to see that. And obviously, he's got a great team behind him, you know, Peter Sims.
He does, yeah.
Well, so. Big
up Peter Sims. But yeah, so best of luck. The pressure's on for both of them. The pressure's on for both of them. Bivol's got a lot he's got pressure because people are like expecting a lot from him.
Yeah.
And Craig, people are he's the underdog. So again, he's got pressures of showing them and proving. That's it. So best of luck, boys, May 1st. But let's move on to the main cards. The main fight, sorry. DERECK Chisora
and Joseph Parker. Just before we do that, I just want to say what an amazing card this is. It's one of the best for a while.
Beautiful.
You know, we've got Katie Taylor and Natasha Jonas on there. Yeah. We've got Eubank, he's fighting on there as well. And obviously Craig, as we've mentioned. So it's going to be an amazing card. Just before we go on to Chisora and Parker as well, I want to ask you a question about that main fight. Excluding the undercard, because I think that makes a difference.
I wouldn't watch it.
Is it pay-per-view? DERECK Chisora and Joseph Parker with no title.
Oh.
Remember, there's no title for this fight. They're not fighting for a title.
No.
They're just fighting.
No.
Because
I wouldn't watch the
fight. I love
the
boxers. Yeah. I don't think this is a pay-per-view fight.
No.
I feel that the reason it's been got away with is because they've packed up the undercard. So you can actually say, you know what, I don't mind paying that money.
With great fighters.
With all those, like almost every fight, I'm going to be like glued to the TV.
Yep.
But the main fight on its own, I'm not sure.
I wouldn't watch it. I'm lying. I would watch it.
Well, you wouldn't.
I'm lying. I was just gassing because I'm so annoyed that they're fighting for nothing. But is it a pay-per-view? No.
I don't think it's a pay-per-view by itself.
No. Is it strong on its own? No. It's I don't know what's happening.
Question. This is like interview Katie time.
Yeah, go for it.
Who is the A side of this fight? In terms of A side, B side, when I say A side, B side, I mean, you know, who comes out first, who's the one that the buzz is around, you know. I think it's Derek, and the reason I say that is this fight is in the UK, and the British public love DERECK Chisora, you know. He hasn't done the usual kind of antics leading up to the fight. And I have to say, I've been a bit surprised by the lack of promotion on this fight. It's been quite quiet for a matchroom fight and for a DERECK Chisora. You know, I haven't seen much build up to it. But I think DERECK Chisora is more of a household name here than Joseph Parker. Obviously, a lot of people, the casual boxing fans, will know Joseph from when he fought AJ. But aside from that, I don't think a lot of non-boxing fans or casual boxing fans will know who Joseph Parker is.
I agree with you, but I still say Parker.
But are you talking who you think's gonna win? Or are you talking A side, B side?
Who's gonna come out first, right?
Yeah, because
like ring walk,
so just general how people perceive the fight. Who's the A side, who's the B side?
Do you know what, Sham? I'll be honest with you. This whole fight is a sticky one. I don't think anyone knows anything. Because number one, there's been no promotion. I haven't seen anything up on, well, you know, before when he was calling him and doing all that, you know, hoo-ha. but recently there's been nothing. I can't make judgment because I don't know. Who was the last person Parker fought? Was it
he fought a guy, was it Junior Farr? Junior Farr?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but okay, so he fought him. Chisora fought Usyk, that was his second heavyweight fight. I mean, it's all over the place. So I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
I say Derek is the A side just because it's in the UK, and I know how the British public feel about him. So, what do we think is going to happen? Because for me, this is quite cut and dried. I feel Parker's going to win this.
I did say Parker in the beginning, so I'm going to stay with Parker. I think Parker's going to win, and he's going to surprise some people because I've watched some interviews and they all said that it was 50-50 actually. They were saying Parker's going to win and then Chisora was going to win or whatever. But I think Parker's going to win. Like I said to you, I saw the best of Chisora when he fought Usyk. That was the best I've seen.
Yes, absolutely. And I remember we did a show not long afterwards and we said that. I think it's going to be a very similar fight, if I'm being honest. I think Chisora will take the pressure to him in the first couple of rounds and potentially get tired later on, and then that would allow Joseph Parker to come in and outbox him. I'd be surprised if something different happens, but as you know, heavyweight boxing is unpredictable and we never know, but that is what I think is going to happen, and I haven't really heard anybody say much different, to be honest. So it's a bit of a strange one. Joseph Parker's changed trainer only a month or so ago.
Do you know who it is? Because I didn't know the name.
Yes, he's changed to Andy Lee. So he was with Kevin Barry. He's now with Andy Lee, who is the cousin of Tyson Fury and is also Tyson Fury's assistant coach. So that will be interesting to see. It's a short period of time though, so he hasn't been with him long. It'll be interesting to see if his style has changed at all. I don't know. I know he's got quite good friends with Fury, but they've got quite different styles, Joseph Parker and Fury. So, but that is what I expect to see.
I'm just buzzing I'm not even buzzing for the main event. I'm buzzing for the undercard. It's going to be, wow. A lot of people's been talking about the undercard.
It's one of the best cards I've seen for quite a while.
One of the best in a long time. Long time. So
we're being spoiled with boxing at the moment. It's like every week, sometimes a show on Friday and Saturday. Next week we've got Canelo, Billy Joe, and that's huge.
Wow, that's a big one. That's a big one.
Yeah, so catch up with us next week, guys, and we will be talking about that.
Yeah, we'll definitely be.
Katie, do you want to give us the socials?
Sure, guys, you know the drill. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I'm so silly. At Boxing and Bantz.
Guys, again, we are Katie and Sham at Boxing and Bantz, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.